Hi there fabric jugglers, it's Babs here from Fiery Phoenix, and this video is an overview on how to wind a bobbin up. Before I get into that though, a very quick overview of why we want to have nice neat bobbins rather than manky, twisted, knotted and gnarled bobbins. If you have a gnarled and twisted version, then that will result in poor stitches, tangles, snags, potentially even damaging your fabric, and it will definitely result in a very stressed stitcher. So it is very, very important if you do, for whatever reason, you've forgotten to pop the thread through your tension discs when winding your bobbin, or it's just a very unlucky day for you. Whatever the reason, always, if you have a manky bobbin at the end of winding it, take the time to manually unwind it, throw that mess of yarn away, and then start afresh. Make sure that you've got the tension sorted, and only ever so on your project with a nice, neat, smoothly tensioned bobbin. Now, off to the rest of the tutorial.
Right, so this is a very short introduction to changing a bobbin. Now, this is a clear plastic bobbin, which isn't necessarily going to show up so well. So we now have an empty bobbin. I'm going to pop it on the bobbin holder, and we're going to take the thread that we're going to load up, pop them on the sewing machine. Now I've lost the little diddy version of this, but this is going to hold thread on the spool, because when you go for a bobbin thread, it's fast. Now in my instance, for the Singer tradition, I need to thread it through the holder, around the tension disc, and then onto the actual bobbin itself. And once I've done that, I can then slide it across. So you can see I can actually slide it across. This is the automatic stop, so when the thread fills up, it stops when it hits this part. Make sure your sewing machine is switched on, and then you can start winding the bobbin. And you can go quite some speed, which is why I was saying I use the holder there. And as you can see, this fills out, and then when it hits the stop, the automatic stop, you know that it's time to finish, or the machine simply will stop of its own accord, which is what's just happened. So that's fine. That's nicely finished, and you can then remove this. It's very important that you move that back. I'm going to cut it off on the what we're going to do. Turn the sewing machine off, and then take out the bobbin case. Remove the old bobbin. Pop the new bobbin in. Thread through, and then insert it one more time. Right, so we've inserted the bobbin, which means it's now time to thread the needle, so that we can then draw the thread from the bobbin back up to where it's actually going to be of use to us. So we'll turn the power off, and on the Singer tradition, you loop it through the loop-de-doop, run it under the first of the tension plates. You follow the number system, so this is 1. You come down here, 3 loops it up, 4 will take it across the top of the head on the needle shaft. Now, if you've left your bobbin winder in the wind position, then you will not be able to use your needle. It will not come up no matter what I do. I can try and force it, but it will just break my machine. Always check if your needle is not coming back out from the base plate. Always check that your bobbin winder is in the do not wind position, in which case everything will then come along as normal and be hunky-dory. It's a safety feature, but people sometimes forget to check up there. So this then runs through, back down, past number 5, and then around the little hook at the top of the needle. Now, the trick that I use to thread my needle quickly and cleanly is, 1, to make sure that the end of the thread is always nice and neat and doesn't have any straggly pieces, and secondly, I make sure that the light is on, that I have as much distance as possible, my needle's in its most upright position, and then the foot is lowered. I then wet my finger and run it along the back of the needle, which removes any, what does it remove?
Static.
Which removes any static that's built up on the last task that you've done. And then I can thread that through cleanly and simply. And I then raise the foot so that it releases all the tension discs, and then I can drop the thread down, which then picks up the thread from the bobbin below. Pop that under the feet, lower the foot, turn the machine off, close the drawer, reattach the front piece, and you're ready to go. I hope that's been of some help, and if it has, then give the video a thumbs up and take a look around and see if there's anything else that I've done that's of interest or use to you. If you want to leave a comment, then please do. Obviously this only works with a front loading machine. If you've got a top loader, you'll still need to go through the process, but it will load from the top of your machine rather than the front. But give me your tips, your suggestions, your hints, if you like any of this, if it's worked for you, and if you've got any ideas for future tutorials, please let me know in the comments underneath the video, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.